Join me as I make this hair strand milk. You can call it serum, and take note, this particular serum, you can make it the same way for face. So just because it is for hair does not mean it cannot be made the same way as a face serum. So it depends on what you want. There are a lot of ingredients that is going to be included, and you need to watch it from beginning to the end so that you'll be able to see a whole lot of things. It is an anti-frizz serum. Okay, that is why it's called hair strand. Hair strands, most times there's a way they feel, and then when you use this serum, it helps. Now we'll first start with our water phase, and our water phase is going to contain deionized water, propanedol, which is an humectant, and the deionized water, which is the solvent, and then we'll include our carboma into it. Yes, carboma is going to be a viscosity enhancer. When you are using carboma, you need time for it to hydrate. So after adding it into your water, is either you keep mixing for some hours till it's done hydrating, or you just put it inside, then cover for some hours before you are now able to make use of it. So it's very simple to use like that. Just add, cover, and allow it to hydrate before you now start including other ingredients into that formula, which was what I did for this particular formula. The carboma is going to give it strength, and take note that it is not all ingredients that are compatible with carboma. Electrolytes are not compatible with carboma. Anything salt, take it away from carboma. If not, your formulation will not perform like this one. And when you're making a face gel too, this is the same way you make if you know you're making use of carboma. So it's the same way, same method. So all this, that's why I said hair and skincare products, they are alike. There are just some little difference when it comes to these formulations. So if you can make hair serum, then you can make face serum. If you can make face serum, you can make body serum. Your consistency will depend on what you like, on your bottles and your jars and all those things, what your customer wants. The kind of ingredients you select will depend on what your brand, what it says about, what you want it to say about your brand, what you want your customer to feel, vegan, organic, natural, whatever it is. But if you know you're making natural products, you will not you carboma might not be the best ingredient for you to choose, so you might have to pick some other alternative for the carboma. And to increase the viscosity of the carboma when it's done hydrating, you need a ingredient that can increase, such as triethylamine, which is called tea, or lye, your lye solution. If you know how to make lye solution, that's what you use. So I'm done mixing my carboma into the water. Also, before, as it's hydrating, I'm going to weigh my oil face. Okay, so when I'm done weighing the oil face, I'll just cover the two and leave them for a while. My oil face is going to contain just three ingredients. Okay, and that is Cetiaria 25. Okay, Cetiaria 25. I can use Cetiaria 20 to replace it, or any other emulsifier you feel. Okay, then it's going to contain this hydrogenated ethyl olivate and hydrogenated olive oil unsaponifiable. It's a silicone alternative. You can use any other emollient to substitute. I'm also going to include this castor oil, because castor oil is good for the skin, it's good for the hair. I particularly like it for hair compared to the skin. So I'm going to weigh these three ingredients together. When I'm done weighing them, I'll cover both of them. As I said earlier, I'll cover them, leave them for a number of hours before I come back. By the time I finish doing this, it's going to be late at night before I continue formulating this product, because I don't want to leave it overnight. And the reason is that I did not add um preservative into the water phase. If you know you're going to be leaving it overnight or you're not going to be using it immediately, that is the continuation of the formulation, is best you add preservative so that it will not start germinating before you start. And now this is the time it has done hydrating. I'll mix well again to make sure everything has dissolved. Then I will include my pH adjusting ingredients. Okay, so as I said earlier, whichever one you have to increase the pH, that is the one you should use. Okay, so I added it just a little. A little goes a long way. Don't add too much. Then you see the magic happen. Let me just stop talking right here. Can you see it? Can you see the consistency changing? Immediately you start mixing it, it will start changing, it will start thickening up, it will thicken up. If it does not thicken up, then that means there's problem with that carboma. Okay, so once it thickens up, you will know your carboma gel is ready. Your gel is ready. So if you're making face gel, you can either add some extracts to it now, or whatever you want to add your preservative, and you have a face gel. Can you see that? And if it is hair gel you're making, just add your PVP, which is like your styling agent, add it to it. So what happened here was that I put both on heat for them to heat up. Then I mixed them on heat because the oil phase was not much, so I had to do everything on heat. That's why you didn't get to see that part. When you finish doing that, homogenizing, just like I'm making lotion or cream, when you finish doing that on heat, then you continue mixing, leave for a while, mix as it's cooling down. When it starts cool down to certain temperature, which you should know by now if you've been following all my videos or my lectures or the training, you should know. Then you weigh and add your cool down phase. For the cool down phase of this particular product, we have polyquaternium. You should know right now again what polyquaternium does for the hair. If you're making hair products, okay, you need polyquaternium, you need hydrolyzed protein, and you know hydrolyzed protein help repair the hair strand. It helps with anti-frizz. So if you have any other active that can help strand, that can help hair, this is the period to add it. So it is the actives that will determine how your product is going to turn out. So all these things that we've been including are just to have a product, but the actives right here now is like your a hydrolyzed protein. So I you can use different types and you can just stick to one. The polyquat, you can use different type and you can just stick to one. So there's room for you to adjust it to what your brand or what you want. Okay, then you are going to also include tocopherol, and the reason is because we have uh plant oil there because of the castor oil. That's why we're not even using too much of it. If we have a lot of plant oil, then I would have added more of the tocopherol. You can also use acetate, you can use mixed tocopherol. Then fragrance, that one, it is not compulsory. It depends. It is optional. You can use essential or it is optional. Not all brands support all that. If you are still making natural products, you can still make fragrance oil. If you are making for face oil, you might not want to add fragrance oil. So it depends on what your brand is, what you want. Okay, so that's why I don't always say no, use this ingredient, use this ingredient. There is always room to substitute any ingredient. Then don't forget your preservative. It contains water, so you need a good preservative system. You add that, they mix together and you have a formula. Now can you see how thick it is? And I said hair strand milk. You'll not be wondering, how will it get to be milkish? How will that happen? Yeah, remember carboma thickens when it is at high pH, but because we want milk, we are going to reduce this viscosity by using either lactic acid or citric acid. So whichever one you have at this point is what you will use. You know, different brands with different things they also use. So anything that can reduce pH, add it to it, and the viscosity will start dropping immediately. Carboma does not like low pH. It does not like being in an acidic environment. So you cannot say you're using it with lactic acid or AHA or all those kind of um, ingredients that has low pH, like pH 3, pH 4. You're just wasting the carboma in it, or maybe you just want it for the feel. But for you to hold that product and say, okay, you're having a whole like strong hold or thickness, then carbon is not what you would choose for those kind of ingredient products like salicylic acid, anything acidic, right? So once you add your acidic ingredient into it, it's going to drop pow, immediately. Okay, so see it now as I'm adding this acid, the pH, the the consistency is going to change. But once I add this, I don't want, I'm going to adjust it to what I want, like how milkish I want it. Okay, so it depends on you, as I said again, depends on the container you're using at this point for your serum. If you're using pump or if you're using dropper for your hair strand milk, and you can please you change it to any name you want to use. You don't have to use extra anything I teach you. Please change the name to anything you want to use, you want to call it. Okay, can you see the viscosity? But I don't want this viscosity, I still want it to be thicker than this. Okay, I don't want it to be watery, but at the same time I don't want it to be too thick. Do you get where I'm going right here? So I'm also going to add my pH adjuster that can increase it again. Okay, so once I add it, the viscosity will change again. It will change. Carboma, but take time that sometimes when it comes low, like too low, especially if you have some certain ingredients in it, it might be difficult to increase it again, or it might not even, the viscosity might not change again when it comes to carboma. So you have to be careful right from the beginning. Little of your pH adjuster goes a long way. Don't add too much. Check the pH. Check the pH at which your formula is at. If it's too high, then you will know you can still reduce it. For this one, it was still a little bit low, around I think it was around 4. So I had to increase the pH. Can you see it with the pH strip? It was around 4, which means there's still room for adjustment because I wanted the pH to be around 5.5 to 6.1, and then close up, not too low, so that we can still have some consistency. So I had to add my pH increase adjuster, or adjuster increase. Okay, so after including it, it became like milkish like. But if you like, if it's lotion that you want, then you can get, like, you can call it lotion like milk. You know all these things, the consistency. Don't fall for all those marketing terms. These are all marketing terms. So as I said, you can call it serum because it is serum. Oh, I'm laughing. It is serving. So at this point, if you are not yet following this page, anytime or put on notification so that you can get informed anytime we drop a new video. Please do like, comment, ask questions. Okay, I like it when you ask me questions. It helps you, and then formulate your own and let me see, send it. Okay, send it. I need to see what you made and use it, and let's know how it feels. So I've included the pH adjuster right now. I'm going to mix it again, and then you will see the consistency again. Okay, so let's see. You can see it increasing. Can you see it? So it's now milky. Okay, so I adjusted like 2 times because I was including the pH adjuster little by little. I didn't want it to get too thick again. Okay, so but with this consistency, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I can package it right here and it is stable. So please make, if you're making this kind of hair strand milk, let me just drop this in. If you're making any hair product, because it is easy for us to, if it's something, a product that you dip your hand into and then you remove again, put it on your hair, dip your hand into it, the preservative have to be stronger. Okay, I'm telling you that one now. Get it in mind. Anytime you're formulating any kind of hair product or any product at all that you have to dip your hand into, you have to, your preservative have to be kind of like stronger than when you are making products that there is no how your hand will get into it, like pump and things like that. Okay, so can you see the consistency? Do you like it? Tell me you like it, please. Tell me. And I used it, and you're going to see it now. I tried it because hey, how can you formulate this kind of thing and not try it? I kept, so the one in the pump is the one I'm going to be using on my own. The one inside that jar is what I'll keep per sample. Then I'll make some other one and keep a sample again. So it came out fluid and not too thick. It came out easily from the pump. I had to remove my gloves so I will be able to blend it. So see, it easily blends and it will dry up quickly. Okay, it is not oily and it is not drying on the skin. After using this, you can now follow up with your hair oil or hair butter, your hair strand. Okay, now bye.